Hello there guys, how's it going? Oh, it's good to be back up here. Last time you saw me I would have been up here kind of finishing this. I say finishing, there's a few bits and bobs, which is one reason I'm up here today. But yeah, up here, do a little bit of that, a little bit of tidying, a little bit of a fire and some food, some other bits and bobs. Camp duties. So it's like a day camp, as they say. First thing I wanted to go over though, it's been a long time coming, I'm sorry, you've been asking and asking. New merch is here. This, one of my favourite ones. This is the logo reworking, so it's like the modern version of the logo. I'm still keeping the old one, but this is like the graphic version with the Invicta horse rising from the flames. I love it. And it's not just one new design. My favourite one, I'll just take it off. We've got the cooking rocks. So you got the breakfast on the rock, cooking over the fire. I love it, it rocks. And if that wasn't enough, I commissioned someone to do a bit of a scene, and this is it. It's absolutely brilliant. You've got Xena on there to immortalise her, TP tent, campfire, out in the open, Ken survival. I'm loving these designs. A lot of work's gone into these, and I'll still be doing the patches, the stickers, as well as the new stickers now as well. Got the Kent survival camp scene, the cooking rocks, all available in their different ways. So yeah, hoodies available, ready for winter, and the temperature really has dropped. So yeah, bit of a plug there, but it's all available. It should be underneath this video. The new Teespring store should be linked in. Patches still available on the website kentsurvival.com. Anyway, yeah, so I thought today what I'd do is to kind of go over the shelter a bit and explain some of the reasons I did some of the things I did, because they were silent videos. I thought it'd be just good to go over some of it. So question number one before I actually go in there is the door. No, it's not fixed on yet. Why there's a gap at the bottom? I ran out of time. It took a few days up here to get enough footage for that last part, and it was right up until the last minute, so yeah, I just didn't finish it, and I'll probably do that today, to be honest. And I probably won't fix it today, but I will do it at some point soon. I didn't really explain in the videos, but this shelter I wasn't building to be a sleeping shelter. It was really to store things, so it's a wood store primarily. As you saw, I put in a lot of wood in here already, like offcuts and stuff like that. So I've got a wood store for winter. Reason being, the plan is to build a cabin down there, like a saddle joined kind of log cabin. So I'm hoping to be able to start that very soon. Just waiting on the wood, because the wood's not coming from this woodland, it's coming from one nearby, because that's going to be more chestnut, which we don't have here, and that's, you know, very resistant to the weather. But yeah, I probably will do an overnighter in here just just for fun. But yeah, so I'll explain why some of these choices are to do with the use of the hut. The walls, for example, I've weaved, and one reason was I wanted to try it out with some bigger stuff as well, because it wasn't going to be kind of wattle and daubed. It's not going to be filled. It's just good airflow going through the shelter, drying out the wood. But yeah, it's just something I kind of wanted to do really as well, so that's why I've got that on both sides, so the breeze can pass through, and then the fronts are just kind of nailed on, just because really. Kind of a lot of this I kind of made up as I wanted to go on. I just knew I wanted to do weaving on it, and I knew I wanted to make shakes, so have a look at that. And here is the shake roof. Shakes are split, not sawn. Shingles are sawn, which is something I learnt. Kind friend of mine kind of taught me how to do them, and I used his shave horse. The first side I did doesn't have enough overlap, as a lot of you pointed out and could see, but I was kind of up against it time wise. This side I did a lot more before coming down here, and I should have pretty much a correct overlap there, overlapping of 3, so the water's running off rather than through. You may see gaps sometimes, but that's because of the angle you're looking at it. I just need to add some to the ridge, and then what I'll probably do is go back and add 2 rows to the other side and kind of bunch everything back up a bit. It doesn't have to be 100% waterproof, just has to keep the majority off really, but I'll probably do it anyway just to do it properly. But yeah, need to do that ridge as well. The overhang, you would normally have double layer there, but it overhangs the wall anyway, so I don't think that's a problem. Like I said, most of this wood is chestnut, which is pretty resilient to the weather and rotting, so it should last a little while. This is kind of the main posts were kind of reclaimed. The guy who owns this woodland was using them for something else, and they were no longer needed, so I thought I'll use them for the main structure because they're pretty big. Mainly solid. There's a few rotting bits that I kind of cut off, but yeah, they're pretty good, and I've burnt the bottoms to go in the ground. A lot of people asked about that. Burning the wood, old technique to stop it rotting in the ground. We've got clay ground here, so they should be in pretty well. This is pretty sturdy. I'm probably going to put some diagonals in today, just as the last kind of structural little kind of bit. But yeah, pretty happy all in all with the way it went. Wanted to try out some things and do a slightly more involved build. This project was the first time I've used a brake like this as well, which is just a tripod, a couple of split bits of timber on there, one at an angle, and yeah, that's just for splitting the wood. Using the throw, I'll show you the tools in a minute. And yeah, you'll just use this as a brace basically. Very handy, and I've been using this for peeling the wood as well, just for holding it and doing the peeling with the draw knife. I've been straddling them because they're very long. You lock your elbows, so don't worry. A lot of people said it looks like you're going right towards your body, but you lock your elbows and you're never going to get yourself. Yeah, so I used this, and for the last few bits I brought over the sawhorse I made last month as well. Yeah, very handy this. I may actually leave it up because I'm probably going to need to be doing more when I'm doing the cabin build. Here's a bit of a look at how much bark I've been peeling off. There's absolute tons of it. I was going to collect some. I don't know what I'm going to use it for actually. I'll collect it up and see. I don't think it's too much good for the fire. I've got so many chips and stuff over there that I probably won't use this. This is more or less what I used on this build. A lot of people said about gloves because they saw my thumb. I was using gloves. I can't operate the camera with gloves, so when I set up a shop I generally don't put them back on. The thumb, incidentally, I did when I filmed the truck video. I slammed it in the door. Then about a week later, doing the shakes here, I hit it with the back of the axe. So it just made it even worse. It's stayed attached so far, but that was a while ago now. Right, so used my smaller hatchet axe. This is just a cheapie, and it's been really good. I got it because you can really sort of choke up on it because of the chin for carving, but it was under £10 this. Of course I used my Laplander for smaller work, handy to just carry around and grab quickly. My Condor, didn't use too much on this build really. Yeah, just here and there. This was invaluable. This is my throw. Made the handle on one of the days up here. Made in Sheffield, England. It's famous for its steel. This is, well, I'll demonstrate in a moment, but it's just for splitting wood. So you put it on your log, smack it with a mallet, and you get a nice split compared to like the head of an axe, which this is obviously a lot bigger than. And this isn't even a very big one, but that's been invaluable for the wood splitting on this. This is my Ray Isles draw knife with a leather case. So you've seen me peeling the bark with this. This was brand new, had a hell of a lot of use over the last few weeks. Yeah, this is very nice. You use this, you can use a lot of controversial comments about using it. You can use it either way depending on what you're doing. If you really want to dig in, because it's kind of a chisel grind, otherwise you'll use it what looks like upside down because you're just peeling the bark. So if I just straddle this a little bit, puts that pressure on so it doesn't go anywhere. With the draw knife upside down, because that chisel grind, you'll see you can just peel it that easily. Now if you use it the other way up, it just wants to dig in, which is fine if maybe you're getting rid of a knot or doing something else, but just this, look at that, compared to that. So yeah, that was kind of the thing I kind of learned doing it. And some people were asking why take the bark off at all. The bark will trap moisture underneath it once it's dead, and that's just going to rot the wood from the inside. So it will last a lot longer without the bark on. In here is what you call a barrel-eyed auger. I actually got this on eBay. It's really great because it's got like the screw end, so it really taps in, and that just goes on there. You don't have to take that, you can make one if you're hiking. But yeah, been pretty handy for doing tenons and stuff. This is both my Holterfer's forest axe, which I do for bigger splitting, or when I used 2 axes for splitting bigger logs. And in here is my bow saw. This is by my friend Simon a Bloke in the Woods. Hopefully he'll do another batch soon, so get on his channel, watch out for them coming up. Plus a good mallet. It's pretty much everything. You can get most things done with this. A smaller auger or hand drill handy, but yeah, this is just about it. Just roughly measured out with this bit of holly where I'm going to be cutting this. Now one thing that took a hell of a lot of time, as you can see, you split this wood, rarely will it be completely flat, so you can see the twist in it. So you would need to take some off sort of here and here so it lays flat. You kind of see what I mean? Starting to get there already. Yeah, that's one of the most time consuming things on this build, which I pretty much filmed none of. I did spend a whole day up here without doing filming. And these will just go up like so on both sides, back and front, just for some added stability. And they're up high, out of the way. You can see it's higher than head height. I'd probably put it that side anyway. I actually haven't got the nails I've been using with me, so they can go on next visit. At least they're cut. Unlike me to forget something. Saw a dead birch tree over here the other day, quite near camp, so I'm just going to get some of the bark off of it. Here we are, and use that for making a fire. That's what we're talking about. This is a dead tree. Right, what have we got here? This is a new stove, or a fire pit as it's actually called. It's the Winterwell large sized flat fire pit. So it folds flat. If you're just using it as a fire pit you don't need the grill, but I've got it with me for cooking. I'll get this out over here and give you a look. First time using it. We've got a stand, so you see how that just goes flat and folds out. This is stainless, so it's not especially lightweight or anything. I think it's more of a permanent camp or a garden, that sort of thing, car camping, just when you need a fire off the ground, like a campsite, fire bands where you are, that sort of thing. This just lines up and slots in, plenty of air holes in that, and then when you're ready the grills just hook on like that. You can have one on, two on, remove one so you can add to the fire and that. And this is just the grate, so just allows the ash to fall through, catches the embers. So yeah, just to show you, there's the stand. Without that on, you see where it slots in. Great, and that is heavy weight. You wouldn't need to have that, but just be more efficient with it. And your grills. Pretty handy. Take the grills off for now. I just want to make a fire. Oh, it's going to be so nice having a wood store. And I think the stuff on the ground's a bit wet, yeah, unfortunately. I'll just have to process down some because it's rained for 2 days. So I've got that birch bark all ready, and I'll just break up some of this, nice and dry little pieces. Okay, so I've got a load of that bark. We really need to go over this spine. Very stable here. Oh, there we go. There we go. Definitely seems to be some good airflow. Just in the last few days here, you can see the difference in colour in the bracken. Temperature's really dropped as well this last 2 days. It's like we've skipped autumn and gone straight to winter. Yeah, leaves are starting to come down. But autumn is my favourite season. It seems I just had an avalanche. Wasn't stacked the best. warming up a bit now. It's not as cold as it's been the last couple of days. I love it. Absolutely love these. Fire's going good now, and I've got a lot of rocks over. Should have enough around here, I think. I know where I'm going to have the fireplace over here. Needs a bit of clearing first, but yeah, should be good. I'll do that separately. I just wanted to get some over here and make a start, really. Also want to make a little bench out the front of here, so when I'm cooking and stuff, can have a little rest. I'll take a little walk over to the truck just to show you what's going on. The back's gone, as you can see, so I'm ready to put the rack on and the roof tent. I put a new grill on it. It's got the Raptor grill now. This put on the roof bars, and I've got an awning. Pretty easy one too. Just undo the straps. Unfolds like so. And you've got these just fit in here, and they're telescopic. Got these sides, they just telescopic as well, and you got your Velcro straps. Go all the way along. And inside I've got a couple of big pegs. And some cordage. There we go. So it's just two telescopics that fold out and two that fold down, some guys, and a nice instant shelter. So I could bivvy under here, or I could just sit under here when I get the roof tent on the back there. And yeah, it's just a little area to cook or sit under, and we could do some overlanding. So that's one thing I've been up to. Really looking forward to getting out and about if I can. Current climate and all that. But it'd be good to get abroad. I've just come down by the stream here. I'm going to walk along it and see if there's any deer tracks. So we've had a bit of rain, so it's going to be easier to spot, and I'll know where to put my trail cam because I've not used it in a while. It'd be nice to get some captures on it. But nothing here that I can see, so I'll wander down. I don't know if this is going to come out, but looks like a hornet of some sort. Oh, yeah, I should probably back off really. Often you see one of them round these parts, if that is what it is. Didn't see any deer tracks and I'm getting hungry, so I've come back and just going to start some food. Steak and potatoes. I haven't got my openal, just my bushcraft knife, which is just fine. Just the more of a wedge, the thicker your knife, the harder it is for slicing. Oh, actually pretty hungry now. First get half the grill on. The skillet. And some oil, quite a bit because I'm frying the potatoes. Just saw another one of them hornets on the shelter in the roof, which is a little worrying. It just buzzed past my head, it was massive. So I'm hoping they're not going to try and make a home of it. Right, potatoes. Don't know if you saw that, that was the hornet again. Not liking this, it was massive. A lot of you know I used to do barbecue cooking. I was a pitmaster, and I used to use a lot of thermometer probes, and I didn't know how far they'd come along. This is called the meter, spelt M-E-A-T, and it's got this nice kind of bamboo box, and that is it. There is no wires or anything, and I'm really looking forward to trying this out today. I'll show you it. So this is it. It's got this kind of charges it, and you take it out and that's it. You got a line on there and you make sure it's in the meat that far, and it's Bluetooth to your phone to an app, and it'll alarm you when you get to a certain temperature. It can tell you the ambient temperature and the internal temperature. It's amazing. Look at it. So you're basically putting something that's battery powered in the heat. I don't get it, I don't understand it, but you know, I'm pretty amazed, so I'm looking forward to using that. The steak I've got is it's like a tomahawk, or cote de boeuf, I think they call it, and so it's quite thick, so that's going to be handy for getting it perfect. Put on the other half of this grill. Not exactly how. Oh, kind of like that. I see. Just hooks in. It's quite a wide grate, but it's a big steak, so we should be fine. You wouldn't be doing bacon directly on this. You'd use either a grill on it or a griddle. So here she is. Like I said, it's a thick steak. I think it's not the same as a tomahawk, normal ribeye, because it's from a different area, a bit further up the ribs or something like that. What I'm going to do is oil it down. You can see how thick that is, like 2 inches thick. And I've got some salt and pepper mix, so I'll just shake some of that on both sides and a bit around the edges, like so. Now that inconsiderate aeroplane's gone over, I can put this in. You want it right into the middle there, like like so. And you don't want it touching a bone. I know that from other temperature probes, because temperature can read wrong then. And then I've got the app here, I just set the temperature and we're away. Then all I have to do on here is set up a cook, beef, steak, say ribeye, and we can set how we want it. I'm just going to say medium and start. Perfect, and it will tell me when it's time. So you can see the temperature's changing there. Very clever. That hornet's come along 2 or 3 times now, gone into like the roof, then gone off again. So, bit of a worry. The steak's going to take a while, so I may as well get on with doing some odd jobs. Okay, so it's telling me to take it off the heat and rest it. So that's what I'm going to do. Oh, that's a nice looking piece of steak. I'm looking forward to that. And here are those classic Kent potatoes. Oh yes. That looks good. So I suppose I'll take the probe out. Yeah, it's not too hot. Set that aside to cool off and I'll give it a wipe. And I'll try potato first. I've not done these for a while. Because this is quite a big steak, I took them off for a bit and then just put them back on to finish. Alright, so we've got some butcher's twine on here. I'll take that off first. Gorgeous. Wow, that is good. That is, oh my god. That is lovely. Even the vein of fat going through it's nice and soft. I've not had a steak in a little while, so I am enjoying this. It's probably about midday and this is the first thing I've eaten today. It's actually quite nice to get to talk to you guys again after doing that build. It was so much work, I just thought I'll just do it with silent videos. At least I can talk about it afterwards with you guys. Yeah, it's been good to like try out some new kit and show what I've been doing with the truck, just like an update really. Show the new merch. I'll have to do another rock video soon. I know a lot of you have been waiting for it. No ketchup today. It's been harder recently to get the little sachets that I take camping with the way things have been. There we go, a proper close-up for you. I suppose it'd be rude not to use that residual heat there for a cup of tea. Been collecting all these shavings from the axe work. Be good for getting fires going, let them dry out nicely. Been sitting here planning where I'm doing things like the fireplace, and going to do a pole lathe as well, so that should be quite fun. Actually make some stuff with that. The door's pretty much done, just needs all levelling up and then some kind of wooden hinge system. It's just to stop the deer getting in really. Maybe a bit of draft if I do stay in there. This is annoying me. There's a couple more. It's better. Actually decided to put the trail camera where I had it last time. I know deer come past here because of that tree, and it points in the general direction of the shelter as well. Well, that's about it for me today. I've chopped wood, I've finished off the door, had a nice steak, done some odd jobs around camp and moved around the rocks, ready for doing that. So yeah, it's productive and quite chilled as well. Wasn't working too hard. The last of this sun, I don't know where this come from all of a sudden. Right, I know some of you won't have enjoyed this video. It's a lot of talking, but I know a few of you would like a bit of an update video on what's going on, because I haven't been talking too much with doing this. So yeah, it's been good to have a chat, and I hope you're all well. I'll see you all on the next one. Thanks for watching, and goodbye for now.